Hey guys, this has been Animan, and so today is my friend's full year of YouTube. Her name is Derpy Dash. She posted a video about it today, because it's the year. I'll leave a link in the description to her channel, and so yeah. Alright, so I just wanted to notify you about that. Alright, so besides that, I am playing a World War II game, D-Day to be exact, and if you don't know what D-Day is, it's an event that happened in World War II, which the Allied forces invaded Normandy, to push into the heart of Germany to win World War II. And the battle lasted over 12 hours, and around a couple million men were deployed. So right now I am on a mounted MG42. I know World War II a tiny bit too much. Alright, so in this game you basically just take out Nazis. I mean, right now it isn't much D-Day. Please. I feel like Mr. Freeze right now from Batman. Batman. I don't know where anybody is right now, so. Oh yeah, if you don't tap that little arrow thing, they'll fall on your face, basically. Nade! This is either an ice gun or a Tesla, which is an electricity gun. No. Reload. Good job. Gotta go fast. But so yeah, I know it's my friend's first year on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I have no clue when I started YouTube. I believe I started around August, which is really, really, really soon. It's like tomorrow. I don't know when. I mean, I started posting in October. I made a Call of Duty Ghost video, which was so yeah. Instead of just talking about one of my past videos, what did I get 2 seconds over? 17 seconds over. Sad, but whatever. Alright, so right here you see pictures and maps in between. So yeah. Start. Alright. So in this game, I should probably tell people more about this game. You can buy it on the Play Store or Apple Store. I think you can anyway. I don't know about the Apple Store. But I got this on the Play Store, and it's a really, really fun game. So currently, I have the M1 Carbine, or Carbine, or whatever, or however you want to say it. And I have Grease Gun. M3 Grease Gun. What the Grease Gun was the M1A1 Thompson was running. Alright, so due to the war, tons of people were running out of medals for for the guns, so they needed to make a smaller, but was the same amount of effective. So what they did was they made the grease gun in replace of the Thompson, or the Tommy gun. And right now I have a bazooka. And it's gone. God, I'm horrible at aiming. So yeah, the M3 grease gun was a complete, people, they didn't stop making Tommy guns during World War II. But, they just, whoa, oh my, no, that's a mine. Okay, so they didn't stop making Tommy guns, but, they were kind of replacing the Tommy gun because they were running out of metals and wood. So they made a smaller version of the Tommy gun, which had, a slower fire rate, but lugged more shells at the enemy than bigger shells or rounds. So what they did was the standard Thompson could either be a 20 or 30, could have a 20 or 30 round magazine. So instead of making an extremely long mag for the 45, for the 45 caliber, which the M1911 also took, or the Colt 45. And so instead of making massive mags or magazines for the 45, they just decided to make a smaller version of the 45 in a 9mm Luger, which the Germans were. Okay, did anybody else see that guy? He was just crouching and sliding around the ground. It's like Battlefield 4 in World War II. Alright, so yeah, what they did was they made a 9mm Luger, I believe, for the M3 grease gun, which the Germans were using for their MP40, their Luger, because that's what it was basically made for. And the Brits used it too, for their Sten. Not the Bren, the Sten, aka SMG. It was basically a German MP40 with the mag on the side. And so the 9mm Lugers were way easier to make than the 45s. And so they just ended up making grease guns, except it jammed a lot for some reason, and not really a lot of people figured out why it jammed in war. So some people just putting stuff around the barrel, so because you would usually hold the magazine, which with most 9mm gun, with most 9mm Luger guns, it would just jam, except for the Sten, because it was side fed from the mag. So if you see tons of games, it's like, and then from World War II, and then they hold the mag, remember that was not as effective because it would cause the gun to malfunction, which wasn't helpful in war. And so what guys did with the grease gun was they put tape around the barrel, or they hold it like the guy is holding behind the mag, but most people would put tape on the barrel so they can hold the barrel and not get their hands burnt, and so it wouldn't jam. And so that was the effective way of holding the God, I already forgot I was talking about it. The grease gun. No, don't switch. Right. So, and speaking of replacement guns, instead of the M1 Garand, which was the standard and first American semi-automatic rifle, they replaced it with the M1 carbine, which was then used into the push of Germany because they found out it was a way to hold more ammo, and you could store more magazines, and you could reload a lot quicker because with the M1 Garand, it was an internal mag. So what it was like the KAR-9K, which was also an internal mag. You would open up the top, and then you'd put the mag in the top. And so people thought that wasn't really an effective way, because if the slide on the M1 Garand closed on your finger, it would take off your finger. So it was really, really, really bad for the guys. So they just started to make normal mags. So I'm gonna pause the video for a minute because I have to talk to somebody. Alright guys, I'm back. But yeah, so I'm dead. Alright, so because if you were just shooting and then you weren't thinking, then you quickly reloaded with the M1 Garand, and then the slide closed, you'd have basically no fingers, because the way the mag was made, you had to push down with all fingers. And so it was ineffective, basically, I should say. Ooh, anti-tank. So it was just a way quicker way to use a whatchamacallit. I always say whatchamacallit. Alright, so it was way quicker just to use an external mag, because that way you could hold more ammo and reload way quicker. And there was a lower risk of you losing your finger unless you got shot in the finger, which, well, yeah. But back to the grease gun. So they just made a way smaller bullet that the M3 was chambered in. If you don't know what chambered in means, it means that was the kind of bullet it took, or mag it took. And it was way smaller than the 45. And then what you would do, because since you could, what they would do for the Thompson, because it was such a big round, well, I mean, it wasn't big, but it was kind of big. So what they would do was they would have to make a longer magazine than what the grease gun could do. So with the grease gun, since it was more compact and the mag was more compact, you could use it. They used it in France a lot, because in mostly France it was like cities like I'm playing in right now. And so you could really basically weave into corners like really, really quick, and then take out the enemies, since it was more compact than the Thompson. Because the Thompson, you had this big gun, and you couldn't really sneak through the doorway or crawling through a window. And just because the Thompson packed more of a punch didn't mean it was all the... That didn't really mean that it was amazing. And the mag was more compact than the Thompson, so it was way quicker to reload, and it was easier to store a lot more ammo because it was a smaller magazine. But like I was saying, with the internal mag and stuff was like a way slower way of reloading. The Germans, or the Nazis at the time, didn't really when I say Nazi, I'm not saying that to like offend Germans or anything, because there is a big difference in between a Nazi and a German. But so what the Nazis at the time, they didn't realize that it was a quicker way of reloading. So until like 1944, which is basically the end of World War II. And so, 1945 was the end of the World War II. So they used the but during World War I, they had the I don't know how to pronounce it right. The Gruer, the GEWER, whatever it is. All right. No wait. I'm just gonna show you the gun rifles. No, it's not here. But this is what it was. Yeah, this is how it's spelled. GEWEHR. They didn't. I don't believe that they started using it until basically the end of World War II. So this was the. It wasn't the first clip-fed or mag-fed, external mag-fed gun. That the Germans used, because during World War I they used the Mauser, which was a semi-auto, but in World War I they also had the Gruer, which, or however you pronounce that, was bolt action like the carbiner or the KAR-98K. So it was basically a semi-automatic version of the KAR-98K. Oh, I didn't know you could play sword. But yeah, so there were different beaches of D-Day and blah, blah, blah. I wonder how long this video is already. 13 minutes. Basically all of it. Did you just say village? What? Why though? Alright, but yeah, so guys, I'm gonna end the video now. Hopefully you learned a lot about history.